When we got married, I thought everything would finally fall into place. We had planned our honeymoon for months, choosing a beautiful city by the sea where we could relax and start our new life together. I imagined late-night walks, laughter, and intimacy that would strengthen our bond. Instead, what I got was the biggest shock of my life. On the first night of our honeymoon, when we arrived at the hotel, she suddenly turned to me and said, "I don't feel comfortable sharing a bed with you yet. We'll sleep separately." I stared at her, thinking it was some kind of joke. But the seriousness in her voice and the firmness in her eyes told me she meant it. I asked her why. We were married now. Wasn't this the moment we had been waiting for? She shrugged, saying she needed more time, that she wasn't ready to be that close. My heart sank. I couldn't believe it. After the wedding, the celebrations, and the vows, she was telling me she didn't want to share a bed with me? The next day, I tried to brush it off and give her space. Maybe she was nervous. Maybe she needed to adjust. But then the same thing happened the second night, and the third. Every evening she came up with excuses: tiredness, not feeling well, or just not ready. I felt humiliated. I had spent years imagining this moment, but my own wife treated me like a stranger. I noticed something strange, too. While she avoided me, she spent more and more time on her phone, messaging and giggling to herself. When I asked who she was talking to, she quickly dismissed it as just a friend. That answer didn't sit right with me. We were on our honeymoon, yet she was more interested in her phone than her husband. By the fourth day, I was boiling inside. I decided to test her. I suggested we take a trip to a nearby town, a beautiful place tourists loved. She agreed, all excited. We traveled together, but once we arrived, she again pulled away from me, acting cold and distant. That night, she once again refused to sleep beside me. I had had enough. Lying awake in the small hotel bed, I realized this marriage wasn't what I thought it was. Instead of love and closeness, I was treated like an outsider. Worse, I started to suspect there was another man involved, and that was why she was pushing me away. My gut told me she wasn't just not ready, she was hiding something. The next morning, I made my decision. I booked a ticket back home without telling her. I left her a short note: "If you didn't want to be my wife in truth, you should never have married me. I hope you find what you're really looking for." Then I quietly left the city, leaving her behind. When I got home, I turned off my phone for a day. The peace I felt was strange but powerful. The weight of her rejection, her lies, and her distance suddenly lifted. When I turned my phone back on, there were dozens of missed calls and messages from her. She was furious, demanding to know how I could abandon her. I ignored most of them, but one message stood out. She wrote, "You embarrassed me. What will people say?" That one line told me everything I needed to know. She wasn't concerned about me, our marriage, or even what went wrong. She only cared about appearances, about saving face in front of family and friends. Later, I discovered through a mutual friend that she had been talking to another man even during our honeymoon. She hadn't been nervous at all. She simply didn't want to be close to me because her heart was elsewhere. The betrayal cut deep, but it also confirmed I had made the right decision. When she finally came back home weeks later, she tried to play the victim, accusing me of being cruel for leaving her in another city. I didn't argue. I just told her that marriage meant honesty, loyalty, and respect, things she had failed to give from day one. I filed for divorce soon after, unwilling to waste more time on someone who never truly wanted me. Her family tried to intervene, begging me to forgive her. But I stood firm. I had given her my love, my trust, and my future, and she threw it all away. The honeymoon that should have been the happiest time of our lives turned into the clearest warning that she wasn't the woman I thought she was. Looking back, I feel no regret about what I did. Sometimes the most painful decisions are the most necessary. By walking away, I saved myself from years of misery. She thought she could humiliate me, keep me waiting, and still hold on to her secrets. Instead, she lost everything. Now, whenever I think of that trip, I don't see it as a failure. I see it as the moment I found my self-respect. I learned that love cannot survive without trust and honesty. And I learned that sometimes, leaving someone behind is the best kind of revenge.